Okay. Hey, everyone. We are here live. Everybody wave. Do your.
The Queen's wave.
We got quite a bit of waving going on. Different one. Queen wave. I don't know what this was, Eric.
Wacky wavy inflatable arm flailing tube man.
I thought so. I was afraid to ask. um, so anyway, we are going to be talking briefly about the investigation that we did at OSPH, or Old South Pittsburg Hospital, in March. So on that investigation, that was myself, Jenny, Kathy, Heather, Travis, and Tammy, all of Grave Concerns, and Nick, who is with another group but investigates with us on a pretty regular basis. So we are going to talk a little bit about that tonight. We also have Jenny from Grave Concerns here. We have Eric from another group.
Not as cool as ours.
And not nearly as cool as us. So he's he's with NAPS, which is North American Paranormal Society. They're based out of Wilmington, North Carolina. And we are having Eric on. He wasn't there with us on the investigation, unfortunately, but he does investigate with us a lot. We've known Eric for a very long time, so we're glad to have him here. So Eric, you have been to OSPH several times. Is that correct?
Yes, two or three times at least.
Okay. And Jenny, this was your first visit?
Yes, first time.
Okay. So before we go any further, like what were your thoughts on it, Jenny, being a first timer? And Eric, I'd like to hear like kind of what your thoughts are on OSPH.
It had the spook factor, which I was looking forward to, but it was kind of a quiet night for me that first time. I almost wish that maybe I could go back another time just to see if it's any more active.
Eric,
OSPH, in my opinion, is probably one of the cool places I've been to. I've been to a lot, but OSPH is definitely one of the ones that kind of stand out. That I had to agree with Jenny. The spook factor is definitely there because you're in a hospital and it just kind of gives you that whole ambiance feel to it, and especially the long hallways that you're kind of walking down, all the rooms. Oh yeah, it's definitely got the environment for it.
Yeah, hospitals, in my opinion, are just kind of creepy to begin with.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Maybe it's because you know what goes on there or what have you. But so let me give you guys out there a little history on OSPH if you're not familiar with it. It's about 68,000 square feet. It was founded in 1959, and it was. What are you drinking?
What?
What are you drinking?
Nothing at all.
Oh, from another one of our trips from Brushy. So yeah.
Here's what ails you.
That's right. And
it wake up in the morning.
You wake up in the morning, yeah. Closed in 1998. So there is a natural-based spring that runs underneath to the northwest region of the Tennessee River, and it's got railroad tracks nearby. So why do I bring that up, you ask? Why is that important?
Why is that important, Beth?
Well,
why, Beth?
Well, I don't know. I was hoping you guys could answer it for me. No, some people believe that sort of thing will kind of fuel paranormal activity. Now, that's just the facts. Whether you believe that or not, it is what it is. So a little bit more about, third floor was operations labor delivery nursery, and closer to the closing of the hospital was also the floor for drug rehab. They had one patient overdose there when someone brought them drugs. Now, whether that someone, if they brought them from the outside, was inside, I don't know. They did not specify that. That is also where some people that are familiar with OSPH will be familiar with the name Nellie. Nellie was also on the 3rd floor, and she was an older dementia patient, and she did not like to have her door closed. So they have put a bell on her door so they can hear if the door moves. I think I remember this right with Maeve telling us too that every year there is a gentleman that comes and visits the hospital and brings Nellie fresh flowers. Do you remember that?
I remember that story.
And they don't know who that person is. They don't know
Right.
if it's a relative. They don't know if it's just someone that just knows the story and brings it. They don't know. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'd love to know.
It's another spirit.
Ooh. So moving on to the 2nd floor of the hospital, that would have been patient rooms, ICU, nurse's desk. So some of you guys that are familiar with OSPH also will also know this story about Nurse Betty. Do you guys remember that one? Nurse Betty was...
The name is familiar, but the story is kind of
We don't
fleeting.
mean from your dreams last night, Eric. We mean...
Oh,
Yeah.
then no.
Yeah, don't leave your fetishes at the door for this live stream, please. So Nurse Betty passed away in the restroom behind the nurse's desk, the nurse's station there. And it took them a while to get her out because she had fallen up against the door. So don't know how big Nurse Betty was. Kind of leaves
A
you
big
believe.
lady.
Huh?
Probably a big lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Betty Bam Lamb.
I was wondering when that was going to make the appearance.
The 2nd floor is also known for what they call the shadow hallway. And I can't remember, do either of you guys know which hallway that is that they call this, they refer to as the shadow hallway?
That wasn't the kids' area, was it?
What?
Jenny, what'd you say?
I said, is that the same thing as the peeper hallway?
No, that is on the 3rd floor.
You're talking about the tall shadow, right?
What's that?
You're talking about the tall shadow figure?
Well, I don't know. I just know that there is one hallway on the 2nd floor that they refer to as the shadow hallway, but I can't remember off the top of my head which one it is.
I don't know off my top of my head, no.
So the 2nd floor, which is actually a little confusing because that's kind of like the main floor when you walk in. So I think that it confuses me anyway. But that's also where the ER was, and that's where they refer to they have the story of Buddy, the little boy that died due to snake bites. I think he had them in his pocket thinking they were worms or something and bit him. Yeah. So that's kind of and that's not, I mean, some of these, like the nurse story, the Nurse Betty story, and the Nellie and all that, those are consecutive stories that I've heard every single time I've gone. So also on the 1st floor is known to be Jim, the old caretaker. I think, many of us have heard about Jim. Jim, the old caretaker, lived on site on the 1st floor, and he passed away in the hospital. And it was about a week before anybody found him. So, yeah. He did die of natural causes, though. And then also there were quite a few of I guess it was the founding doctors or physicians there at the hospital. Dr. Taylor was one of them. He was one of the founding physicians. And some of the stories that you hear throughout the hospital is, you can smell and see pipe smoke on occasion.
I do remember that claim.
Kathy is saying he had diabetes. I don't know who she's referring to, if she's referring to Jim when she said that, because I don't remember. She's got a better memory than I do. So, anyway, so the, you know, I've, like I said, I've heard all of these stories every single time I've gone. I've never witnessed, you know, or smelt any of the pipe smoke. Have you,
I have
Eric,
not.
anything like that? So,
I did not.
yeah. I mean, I think that, you know, one of the things you have to be careful of with stuff like that is, first of all, you know, our mind does kind of play tricks on us. So if somebody says that to you, there's a very
Power
good,
of suggestion.
yeah, yeah. And also too, I mean, you think about it. I mean, if that was the case, that, you know, places that have like wooden desks, or, you know, that can hold smoke, smell very strongly.
Mhm.
So I'm going to share with you a few of the photos that we got from this trip. So first of all, there is Maeve. She's a
Maeve!
lovely host.
Yay,
Love
Maeve.
Maeve. So Maeve was our host that evening, and of course we requested Maeve going into it, knowing that she is one of the guides there. Maeve is a friend of ours, and it was good to see her again. We hadn't seen her since Brushy, the investigation at Brushy the year before, I guess. So let me go on through. Here's the sign out front of OSPH, and that is a fairly new sign since the last time I was there. That was not out last time I was there. What about you, Eric?
That's the first I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it on their website that they posted, but last time I was there, it was definitely not there. In fact, the old owners still owned it. The last time we were there.
Yeah, yeah. This is the first time that I've been with the new, you know, since the new owner and the new management and all that took over. So it is very different. I think it's cleaner. It's in better shape.
Yeah, I heard all of our wonderful signatures are now gone.
Yeah,
Our cool drawings and everything.
I was a little bummed about that. Yeah, so there's no longer the writing on the wall and all that. So yeah, that was kind of bum. So
Well, that won't scare the crap out of you right
I
there.
know that's not.
Oh, in the dark it does.
How many times did you pee your pants on that one, Jenny?
At least once.
At least. Okay. All right. Well, as long as it was at least once, then job is done, right?
Right.
All investigators are required to wear brown pants.
And then, so here's our first ghost encounter of the evening. Her name is Jenny. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I thought that, you know, hell, that place was active before we even went in there. You can get through the door and see an apparition already. So this is up on the 3rd floor. This actually is an old picture. This is from one of my previous visits there. So this is up on the 3rd floor, which to me, I don't know, something about the 3rd floor in that place I think is the creepiest.
It does give a weird vibe to it. But I know that's also the sighting. Like that picture, especially, is the area that they claim to have seen like a 7-foot tall shadow.
Oh, really?
They claim is like the doctor or something like that.
Mm.
At least that's what we were told last time we were there.
Yeah, I don't remember that story.
They claim to have pictures to show. Like someone took a picture down there. It was really hard to see. So I mean, it was fuzzy. So you couldn't really make anything out. But of course, the red circle of death appeared to indicate this is where it is, even though you really can't see it.
So Jenny, were there any areas of the hospital that you just that you felt uneasy or kind of creeped out in that you remember?
I felt a little uneasy in the ER, but that was the only place.
Okay. Would that have something to do with me on the bed with the little boy's toy or something? Did that scare you?
Yeah, that was
me making out what this is giraffe or something. I think it was.
Yeah, giraffe, but
yeah.
No, I don't know. Just kind of a weird feeling in there, and the rest of the building didn't really do that too.
Okay. I cannot remember. I'm assuming this would have been one of the radiology or X-ray rooms. I don't remember exactly. And then this is Nellie's room on the 3rd floor. So as you can see, people come, bring her things, toys, flowers, what have you. So yeah, poor Nellie. This is the group out front. So yeah, I don't.
Except for Nick, who's independent.
Yeah, so we've got Travis, who looks like he might be a little possessed there. Heather, who is much like me and does not like to have her picture taken, so she's hating every moment of this.
Really,
Nick,
you can't tell.
Nick, Kathy, and Jenny are the only normal looking ones there. Look like I've got like resting bitch face as usual.
You really do.
Right. So those are all the photos that I have to share with you guys of the hospital itself. So let's talk about what happened on this trip, maybe compared to some previous trips there. So, Jenny, did you have any personal experience or anything that you thought just kind of made you scratch your head and go,
I wish I could say I did, but I did not.
I did not either. So, and in talking to everyone that has reviewed their audio and video, which I think everyone that was there that night has done it, we came up just empty-handed, which kind of surprised me because the previous 2 times that I've been there, we've had some activity and some pretty interesting things, but you can't win them all. We all know that we go in knowing there's a chance that we just walk away completely empty-handed. So, but hold the phone. We're such goofballs. All right, hold the phone. Jenny, there you go.
Delayed reaction.
So we do have something to share though. Up on the 3rd floor, there have been many reports of people, or what they call shadows, peeking in and out of doors of rooms there. So what the staff did, this is actually very smart, they took a little bit of reflective tape and they put it along the outside of the door frames of all those, just making it easier to see if, in fact, that happened. So I can't remember. I think it might have kind of been toward the end of the night. Nick and Kathy were up there. I think it might have just been the 2 of them. And they were just kind of experimenting with that, messing around, seeing if they could recreate it or see if they could maybe find a source or explanation for this. So what Nick did realize is that, if you're just walking down that hallway, so if you are familiar with the layout of OSPH, that floor especially, it's just kind of like a big circle. It's like a big O, right? So you walk up the stairs, you go in through the door, you go down one hallway, it crosses over, comes all the way back up, just makes a great big circle. So if you were to go up there and have your flashlight in your hand and just kind of be shining it to and fro and turn that corner, and your flashlight hits like that reflective tape, or actually, even if that reflective tape wasn't there, this would still happen. They've got like those hospital doors that have to push a lever on it and stuff like that, casts a shadow on the doorway of some of those other rooms. And it looks exactly like someone peeking out of one of those doors or reaching out. So let me show that to you. Hey, there's Troy. He just arrived.
Hey, Troy.
Hi, Troy.
Hi, Troy. Troy's the man of the hour. Let me see if I can find it. We actually have 2 videos to show you, but here's the first.
You can't really see anything with this.
This actually looks pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like right there. It looks like there's something peeking around the corner. Like this.
Turn this off. Oh, you didn't even have this on.
I know.
Oh.
So see
Yeah, I can see that right there.
Kind of hard
I
to
leave
see it,
blocking
but
the light out and then I go back there.
Right down the right side of the hallway. where he's
Yeah.
got the light shining. You can see the shadows kind of getting bigger and then
Hello.
small, like someone just peeked in, like right there on the
Goodbye.
right.
Hello. Goodbye. Hello.
Yeah.
Yep.
Goodbye.
You're funny.
Well played. Well played.
Oh, at a glance, I totally thought that was a peeper.
Yeah. Let me see if I can, the other one might be.
Okay, he's getting closer to it. Let's see.
I mean, God, that looks like a damn arm sticking out. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Look
Look at that old
Yeah, you can see the shadow moving right there. It's breaking the tape.
I'm
Yep.
getting
Well, no.
Oh,
perky
so
over
much better in person.
debunking stuff.
Well, exactly. You are a little bit excited now.
Yeah, like right there. It just happened so
Not
quick.
really debunking, but just
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of like that could be one of the things that, I mean, people are constantly seeing things popping out of those doors.
Right here. It's
Right there.
Yep, you see
That's a
that?
good
Yeah,
one right
I mean,
there. It
looks
looks like a head.
an arm coming out
Yep.
of the damn wall.
Especially that. Oh wow,
Now
that
the
one.
question is,
That
All
last
it
one
is
was
is-
like giant black spot.
All it is hand motions by Nick.
Well, I mean, actually, I think it's, see, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but see how the handle is on that door right there?
On the door closest to us, you mean? Because I don't see the mouse.
I don't see it.
Okay. So you see the chair, the black chair, and then you see like the
Yep.
burgundy chair, and then you see the door there in front of it that's open. That
Yep.
has one of those push lever that you open it.
Yep.
I think it's his flashlight shining down there, hitting that door, casting the shadow onto the door behind it that
Mhm.
has. See what I'm saying?
And he even mentioned earlier that he looked like a possible arm sticking out. And you can see how that lever would actually create that
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
by casting a shadow
Yeah.
onto those doors behind it.
Let me see. I can't remember if the other one is any clearer. Let me pull that one up.
and if you just moved your flashlight like really fast and saw that, you would totally think.
Yeah,
There's
down the
shadow
hall
figure
you can
right
see the
there.
shadows changing over there, breaking the tape.
Yep.
Here, let me get my.
But they're also the same. Yeah, it's the same height as that door frame or that door handle.
Turn this light off. Maybe it will. Sorry, I keep walking from this thing. Yeah, I don't see
But
it.
you can tell it's definitely not a paranormal thing because every time he's moving, so does the shadow.
Right.
So whatever the light's hitting, which is most likely that
Yeah,
handle
like
that he's
right
aiming
there,
dead
looks
center
like
on.
a damn arm.
No, it looks like a
sticking out of
head
the
at
damn
some
wall.
point.
Yeah, right there. It looked like an
Yep.
arm and a head sticking out there just a second ago, didn't it?
Like right there,
Yeah.
and disappears so quick. I could definitely see how that would mess with someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. You're walking up there late at night. You turn that corner really quickly and just catch that out of the corner of your eye. I could see why people would think that something was peeking out or reaching out of that doorway.
Oh yeah, and if you've had moonshine before that, you'd be happy you wore the brown pants.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why I always take a change of pants. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that. I mean, I don't think that in any way are we debunking every occurrence that has ever been seen.
No, I mean that's just one possibility.
Yeah, but I think that that is a very likely possibility.
Yeah.
You know, if I were just walking along and turn that corner and shine my flashlight down there, I'd see that and I'd be like, oh, holy shit, what was that? You know, for a split second, you would absolutely think
Oh yeah,
it was peeking out of there.
you're gonna get the oh crap factor first before the mind starts to kick in the rational part of it. Go, wait a minute, what was that?
Yeah,
You're gonna get the what was that?
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that was a very good catch by Nick. So I think that just kind of goes. That just goes to show that you kind of have to go into these, you know, keeping an open mind, but also being, you know, with critical thinking and some problem solving skills, and don't just take everything that everybody else has ever witnessed or experienced with, you know, as gospel, you
Right.
know, and just kind of check into things yourself. So,
Yep.
So that was our excitement for this trip. Well, wasn't
That was
all
a good
ours.
catch.
That was a very good catch.
that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would have investigated that, but only after I had gone to clean up myself. So, yeah. Be like,
Pens. Just wear pens next time.
right back. Let me go wipe. Um, so that was kind of the air rundown for this trip. Very quiet. But with the fact that I've been there twice before, and Eric, you've been there multiple times before. Is there anything that you'd like to talk about from your past experiences here?
Well, we had a couple of different things happen. One notable one was a former member of ours, Karen and I were standing we're on the second floor by the nurses station on that big intersection. And so we're down the hall from the surgical rooms.
Mhm.
And they had that big heavy door that they always kept wedged open. And so we knew another team was down there, but from what we understood, I think they were further back, like in the file rooms and things like that. So we're just standing there talking to see if anything happens. And that door slammed shut, like very loud. And I mean, it made both of us jump, and we're just like, what the heck? So we started walking down that way, and sure, because we didn't know it was that door actually, but come to find out that door was shut. And we're like, okay, this was held open. This was wedged open. So how did it close? I'm not saying it was paranormal by any means, because it's very possible with all the foot traffic back and forth, maybe that door wedge became loose. And it just happened that when that team walked by, it was the last piece, and it just kind of worked itself out loose and closed.
Right.
And we just happened to be there at that time when it happened. But it was definitely unnerving because standing in the dark and then a large metal door slammed shut. Yeah, loud. I mean, it scared the other team too. They were curious as what that was also, because we went down there to find out if anybody was close to it.
Mhm.
And it took us a while to get back in there and find them. Like they were a good ways back, but that was one of the more notable things that I remember having for it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can remember the first time we went, I think there might have been 5 or 6 of us. It wasn't a very big group. And one of our investigators was sitting down in the ER hallway by himself. And he had been sitting down there for a while by himself when he saw what he described as like a 4-foot shadow cross the hallway right in front of him. So that we could never explain. And then the second time we went, there were only 4 of us. We had gone up, we were making a whole weekend of it. We had investigated the night prior. We were taking a break during the day to go into Chattanooga to do some things. And then we were coming back and investigating again the next night. So it was our second day there. We had gone up on the 3rd floor, maybe about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, to get some pictures while it was still day before we headed into Chattanooga. And we top the stairs and go down the one hallway. And Will, who was with us, one of the investigators at the time, he said, "Did you guys see that?" And we all said no. He was the only one that saw it. He described what looked like I hate to say this, but a misty figure cross the hall, going from left to right. So we carry on. He's the only one that saw it. We were like, okay, that's kind of weird. So we go down, we do the circle, we come back up, we get to about where Nellie's room is, and we were turning around to come back down, and I saw it. And it went from right to left that time. And it was so, like, it was, I don't know how to describe it besides to say it looked like a white mist, like you could see through it. It is somewhat transparent, but there was definition to it, meaning like it almost looked like as if somebody had on a doctor's jacket, where you could see where the jacket ended and came in the pants leg. But it happened so quick, and I stood there for just a second trying to process what I had seen, and then I took off down the hall to see where I thought it was. And oddly enough, where it looked like it had kind of crossed is, I don't know if you guys remember, but like in the middle of the room, they have like those little rooms that kind of cut through to the other hallway. I don't know what they would have been used for, maybe for medical supplies or whatever. But
Typically like a lab or something.
yeah, yeah. So where I saw it come from the left to the right, I'm sorry, from the right to the left, it went into one of those rooms, like for medical supplies, and then just was gone. By the time I got down there, I couldn't find anything.
So it had like a full, like a form that you saw walking across.
It did. And that's the only time I've ever seen anything like that. Not especially in the broad daylight, nothing that I had ever seen before that I could say I saw something. Now, once again, it's not on camera. We have no proof of it. It could have very well been our eyes playing tricks on us, but it seems kind of unlikely in broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting, but you know me, here I am. I'm not going to say anything is paranormal because hell, I think I'm sway more toward like there's a reasonable explanation for everything. We just haven't found it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
But yeah, so that's one of the unexplained things that has happened to us on previous visits.
Interesting. I know one time I was there, we were taking the general tour to start, and I was at the very back of the group, bringing up the rear end, and I had my voice recorder going, and we were walking down again, same nursing station on the second floor, getting ready to turn towards the I think that was the geriatrics ward on that side.
Okay.
And just as we started to turn that corner, I heard what sounded like a little kid say, "Mommy." Just real quick, just 2 syllables, "Mommy." And then I stopped, I turned, and I was like, I didn't see anything, didn't see anybody. I asked if anybody in the group heard it. They said no. I said, okay, hopefully my recorder caught this. So I went back to listen to it, and unfortunately it was so low, I could only hear where like the syllables would have been, but not a clear actual recording. So I couldn't actually use it for anything. And so that's just a personal thing that I had happen. But it's ironic because you said that the little boy died on that same floor from the snakes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but now the first 2 times we went, we were also told a story of a little girl that died, or that I don't know if she died on that floor.
mm-hmm.
But there was supposedly a spirit of a little girl on that floor somewhere. I want to say her name was Lily, but don't quote me on that. And this time, I don't remember them saying anything about a little girl on that floor or in general.
So you never heard that story before you went this last time?
Well, no, the first 2 times we were
the first 2 times
of a little girl. This time we were not.
Okay.
Yeah, but every time we've been told the story of Buddy. All right, so yeah, I mean we've caught some audio there before. Nothing like spectacular. There are a few things like we've got some stuff on our website that we've caught audio there before, but nothing that would be like, whoa, make you, get so excited that you crap your pants. We have a crap your pants going on.
I actually want to crap my pants one of these times because I'm so scared.
Hashtag goals.
Hashtag what?
Goals.
Goals. Diapers and goals.
Oh, look, Troy is saying that he said that they were told there was a little girl near where Nellie's room was located up on the 3rd floor.
I did hear something about that before. I didn't know it was a little girl, but I heard there was like a child spirit on the floor or 3rd floor, and they would leave like little stacks of coins.
Yeah, I thought that was a little boy because I remember seeing like a Tonka truck or something out there in the hallway one time.
Okay.
But who knows? I mean, all the stories start to run together, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So anything else that we want to talk about with OSPH before we move away from that and go on to some other things?
Well, I have a non-paranormal related funny story about it.
Okay.
I think it was our first time there, and we were packing everything up, and both Aaron Wadia and I walked back into through that back door where, like, the little hallway where the car used to be.
Right. Yeah.
We turned in and turned left to go down that long corridor down to the nurse's station, and the tricycle was sitting down the way, just in the middle of the hallway. And when we were walking out that way the first time, there was nothing there. We walked back in, and there was a little figure standing next to the tricycle. both of us stopped dead in our tracks and we're looking dead on at this thing. And then the silhouette started to grow. And we're like, what the crap? Then we hear Karen's voice shout out to us. And we're like, you've got to be kidding me. She was kneeling down next to the tricycle, just examining it. But the way it looked made us stop dead and be like, what in the world?
Damn.
We were both frozen, and unfortunately neither one of us were wearing brown pants that time.
I got your attention,
But
too.
it definitely got our attention. We're like, why does this happen when we don't have cameras?
Oh gosh. So I'm going to I'm going to put a link to OSPH in the comments here for people that are watching, and I'm actually going to share links to everything toward the end of the show. But so there's the OSPH website. So anything else? What's that?
So I would definitely, for anybody watching and listening to this, I would definitely recommend taking a trip out there just to see it for yourself. They do both daytime and nighttime investigations or tours.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a really cool site to check out. A lot bigger than it looks from the outside, too.
It is. It is. And I have to say, even though we didn't get anything this time, because we all know that happens, but it is probably one of my favorite places. I really do like that place. So.
And if I remember correctly, it's one of the more cost-effective locations as well.
It is. It is. And it used to be that you could spend the night there.
I miss that.
I do miss that too, but it's still cost-effective. So, if you've never been, it's definitely worth checking out. That is for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So anything else before we move on to other nonsensical things?
No, nothing. Unless you want me to humiliate John Michael.
To do what to John Michael? What are you doing, John Michael? What?
There was a time you remember the rolling files, the file racks? Were those still there when you went? You remember when you walk through there, the vibration on the floor makes those things shake?
Yes.
Right.
So I have audio of this somewhere. I need to find it. But the three of us, it was me, John, and Aaron, were sitting in the room adjacent to those files. We're just kind of chilling out there. And all three of us thought that we heard what sounded like footsteps walking around in that room because we heard a little bit of the shaking. And we weren't walking around, so we didn't know what was going on. So naturally, we sent John in to see what's going on. So he starts walking in like real slow, real cautious like. And he gets about halfway into the room, and I think the weight of the floor shifted just enough where the rack started to shake a little bit louder, and he lost it. It was one of the only times I could not hear a coherent sentence come from John as he bolted from the room. And me and Aaron in the other room are just cracking up so hard. And it was, whether something happened in there or not, that was just the best part of that night.
So yeah, I actually forgot about that because we have a story very similar to that. So for people that have not been to OSPH, I mean, think of it as a hospital. You've got doctors, you got medical records. So they have those great big metal racks that they put, medical files in, have the dividers in between. So anybody, you walk into that room, it starts to vibrate, and those things just start to rattle. So the second time we went, Heather was with us. It was her first time. We walked into that room, and we forgot to warn Heather about that. And she heard it, and it was like her body went into convulsions. It was like, she couldn't get any words out. We're dying. So we're sitting around and we're talking later on that night. We're in what was the break room at one time. And it had been quiet up to that point. We hadn't had any experiences. We're talking about, so far tonight we haven't had any experiences. And Kurt goes, well, nothing real anyway. And Heather pipes up and she goes, oh, it was real. It was real fucking scary. Poor Heather. We give her such a hard time.
That is fantastic.
So, moving on. Now that Heather and John are going to want to kill us for talking about them,
Worth it.
right? Let's talk about whenever we go on these trips, right? I mean, you guys, we do it all together as a gang, whether there's 5 of us or 10, 15 of us. We always go up and take extra time to kind of relax and have a good time. Just sit around and shoot the shit with each other because we're all kind of so spread out. So
A mini vacation, as you would.
a mini vacation, right? So we will move on to, I want to talk about the Airbnb that Kathy found for us. So she always finds, there's Heather. She always finds the best Airbnbs for us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
This time was no exception. So I'm going to share, this is the Airbnb that she found, the outside of it. So, cute enough. Yeah, right. Whatever. So you see the balcony up there on the top, on the 3rd floors or on the 2nd floors. So cute place, really nice. But the thing that really stood out about this Airbnb was the view.
Wow.
Yes. This is from the front porch, and that is overlooking South Pittsburg and probably some surrounding towns. Yeah. So, and this is the front yard. The road up there was kind of twisty turny. So if you get sick, you're car sick, you probably will not want to go up there. But that little platform out there was just so you can go and look over, look out at the views.
Now, Nick said you can see the hospital from there too, couldn't you?
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see the hospital. So here's the view at night. There's Nick right before we talked him out of jumping.
I was going to say, don't jump.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see just like you were on the edge of everything, just looking down.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to put the link to the Airbnb in there too. So like if anybody goes up for this reason or they're in the South Pittsburg area for any other reason, definitely check this place out. The Airbnb was actually in Bryant, Alabama. So it's not far from the hospital because the hospital is right on the Tennessee, Alabama border. So like you're right there. You go one way, you're in Alabama. You go another, you're in Tennessee. You're in like 2 or 3 different time zones. You never know where the hell you're at. But yeah, so here's the link to the Airbnb. So it was definitely, it's a good place. Definitely worth checking out. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So here's another thing. Many of us went to what is called Ruby Falls in Chattanooga while we were there. So I think Kathy and Nick might have been the only ones that did not go on that. But it was so cool, wasn't it, Jenny?
Oh my God, that was the best cave I've ever seen personally.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ruby Falls, check it out. It's in Chattanooga. So they do quite a few different things, but we did the one just called the Cave Walk, I think. Is that right? You remember?
I don't remember the name of it.
We were just in awe. We don't remember. So I want to show you. That's actually as you're heading down into the cave. I don't know whose head that is, but he's famous now. So
Mr. Red Hat.
So that's as we're walking down into the falls. This is
wow.
Isn't that incredible?
That's a great picture.
That is
yeah,
awesome.
it's got all these different lights, colored lights. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. So yeah, they have different lights in different sections wherever you go. So there's and you can see that's kind of the path. That's the way you walk down. And the path is narrow. So if there are people coming in and coming out at the same time, you got to suck it in. Hold your breath. So you touch people's booties. You don't even mean to, unless you're Jenny. Jenny meant to.
I'm sure she was holding her hand out purposefully.
She was. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Was that your butt? I didn't mean to stick my finger up your crack.
Oh,
Did you at least say good game as they went by? I mean,
no kiss, no nothing, no dinner.
I know. Also used, right? Oh gosh. So there's another photo down in there. So there is the actual falls. So you can see it coming down there. I did have some video, but I didn't want to bore you guys with that. So, and Eric, do you want to guess what we said that looked like?
well,
I think there's probably some better pictures of that, but
I'm going to guess a hole of some sorts.
You would be right. You would be right. So I just thought I'd share that specifically with you. So there's the gang in front of the waterfall. And look, Heather looks like she's pissed off because we got to take another freaking photo.
Why is Travis still possessed?
Travis is still possessed. I still have resting bitch face. And
You're at least trying to smile in this one.
it's kind of like a smirk.
you look exhausted.
Or
Dude.
gritting teeth, one of the two.
Travis looks just like a serial killer.
Well, what else is new? I mean, I think that's Travis' regular look. And Jenny and Tamara are the only normal looking ones in the group. So, and then there's a little steak and potatoes just in case you get hungry on your way out. So yeah, there's these formations and a lot of them look like different things. So they named them and they had these little plaques everywhere, right?
Now, see, that is a good example of power of suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really does look like it too.
It does, right?
Now it does.
Now it does. That's right. Now that you've planted that into it.
They're in here. They're
I
in your
know.
mind now.
Well, wipe it away. Wipe it away. Like that, just like you do everything else, Eric. Damn it.
What?
I said,
Where am I?
so, anywho, moving on. So, we have, like good friends should, have learned everyone's fears and pet peeves within this group, right? So that we can bring those up and point those out whenever possible. So,
Yeah, like you do.
right. So I figure I have gotten enough ribbing about the whole fear of frogs, that I owed people, right? So this time I came packing, brother, and about half of my suitcase was rubber snakes, spiders, and cockroaches.
Wow.
Yeah, I came prepared. So I had the spiders for Kathy and Jenny because, Jenny, I think, has been pretty tight-lipped about this whole thing. She's not really let a lot slide about the
And
things.
I'm not going to.
I know,
I
right?
know what'll happen.
We will get it out of you eventually. But you got a spider anyway. And then Heather is terrified of cockroaches and Nick of snakes. So there were cockroaches all in Heather's bathroom and her bed. There were a few spiders in Kathy's bed. And I put all of the rooms, well, not all of them, but a lot of the rooms had these big jacuzzi tubs in them. So I put the rubber snake in Nick's jacuzzi tub. Little bastard didn't even have his contacts in. He didn't see it until the next morning. It was not what I was hoping for.
Well, I have a fear of $100 bills.
Oh,
Put
well,
those all in the bed, in the bath, anything. I will freak out. Don't worry.
well, Jenny, you make note of that because you'll have to help me
Oh,
out. With
yeah.
that. I've got no money.
Get right on that.
And the more there is, the more freaked out I get.
Oh, it's frightening. So anyway, I did hide. Anyway, now that we know that you're not gonna get your fears realized,
Dang
I
it.
know. I did hide a spider under Kathy's pillow, and Kathy promptly took it out and stuck it on Nick's head.
Looks so real.
It does, doesn't it?
Hmm.
And he doesn't look phased by it at all.
There probably would have been a shoe upside the head at one point.
Oh yeah. I wish I had thought of that. Eric, thanks. Thanks a lot.
For future, just go and lock that one away.
Yeah. So, and then of course the next thing we did, perfect team building, escape room.
I think that's
And
a requirement now.
I think it is too. Although on this last one, we didn't because there was just nothing around.
Oh no.
Yeah. So anyway, this is escape experience in Chattanooga, and we did the room vaccine, and we, from the look on my face, all right, that might just be resting bitch face right there,
I'm
but
seeing a pattern.
I don't look too happy, and it's because we didn't escape, and I don't like it. Yeah.
So what would you say Nick's expression is?
It looks like you just started.
I just shorted.
Is he holding in a turtle head or what's going on?
It's about to come out.
He's prairie dogging it there.
He's prairie dog.
Poor Nick. I hope Nick's not watching.
Oh, I hope he is.
Yeah. So, but and then Heather, of course, look, hiding in the background again, making another picture. And Kathy's like, yeah, I'll hold this stupid sign even though we didn't escape. So yeah, anyway, we were on the very last thing when the time ran out, and they did not let us play through it, and I'm not bitter about that at all. As you
No,
know.
no, of course not. You hide it well.
Thanks. Thanks. I've been working on that. So, yeah. So, but no, it was a cool room. It was a cool room. So we had fun doing that. And then the only other thing that I can think to share is that restaurant that we ate at. Jenny, you remember that way up there?
Oh yeah, that was good.
I
Yeah,
heard something about it. Like
Great
I
view.
thought was the view really good?
it was amazing, the view. Unfortunately, I did not get any pictures of the view, but it was amazing. The food was good too. It was called Top of the Rock Brewery, and it's in Jasper, Tennessee. So it's
Oh,
not.
sounds like a good place.
Yeah, it's not far
It
from.
was. We'd recommend it.
But definitely, if you get car sick, you probably don't want to go up there because
I mean,
the road up there was twisty and turny and straight up. So you definitely don't want to go up there if you have problems.
Now, being in Tennessee, did you guys get any new stuff?
We did not. We did not.
so bring that on the
Oh.
next one.
Missed opportunity.
I know, right? Well, without you there to guide us, Eric, I think we just,
I understand.
don't know.
Next time.
I know, right? So I'm sure. Well, what is next time? Next time is August,
Nashville.
right?
It is. West Virginia.
Yeah.
West by God, Virginia.
It seems like West Virginia and Tennessee are the states to be in this year for us. Are we going anywhere else besides West Virginia and Tennessee this year?
Insane.
I don't think so.
Oh, you're ahead of me. I got to catch up.
Yeah, I think those are the only places we're hitting this year. So, all right. Do you goobers have anything else to add? Anything else you want to talk about?
Not offhand. I guess for a future, though, are we doing another live stream from Moundsville?
We absolutely could.
That would be awesome.
I look forward to that one.
Have you ever been to Moundsville, Jenny?
No, I haven't.
This will be.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I'm hoping so. I want to shit my pants.
Ghost hunting, where people have goals such as that.
Even if nothing happens, our goal for that weekend will be to make sure that Jenny shits her pants.
Noted.
Even if we've got to pop out and scare the crap out of her.
Who's bringing the X-Lax?
And a little anal.
I mean, special donuts. What?
Jenny said anal-ease.
That's a must.
Anal-ease. Kathy says, oh, we should have known. Kathy, I'm looking into B&Bs for that trip already.
Kathy is on the ball.
Kathy.
She is rocking it.
I'm sure she will find us a good one. She always does.
She always does.
Oh, absolutely.
So, so this will be your first time there, Jenny. I know it's not your first time, Eric. What number will this be for you?
This will actually be only number 2 for me.
Oh, okay.
The first one was just so memorable. It stuck with me.
It's
It's be number 2.
Because the first time you went must have been when you went with us, and there were only 6 of us in the entire
Yes.
house, right?
And we rolled up on the place, and there was a thunderstorm going on, and the lightning illuminated the facade of the prison.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was awesome.
Oh man, that was a good storm.
That set the mood right there.
So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see who is going on this trip with us. Where is that thing that Kathy posted today? I think it's going to be the usual suspects, right?
I think so. And Eric and Jen are coming on this one. Yay!
So it's you, Jenny, Nick, of course, me, Troy, Jen S., Heather Elliott, Heidi, Eric, and Jen. So once again, we'll have 3 Jens.
Yeah.
That's not confusing.
Well, I've already asked to be on Eric and Jen's group, so
Oh, so you're the one. Okay.
we'll just be a little group of Jen.
You're the
I was
one.
told somebody wanted to be on our requested our group. We're like, really?
Oh, so Kathy brings up a good point. It's the exact same group that went to Trans-Allegheny. Was that this year or last year? That's going to
It
Mount.
was last year.
Last year.
Yeah, so it's the exact same group that's going to Mount.
Cool.
So it's
Awesome.
a replay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Moundsville. This will be my 4th trip.
Oh, wow.
And I do want to spend quite a bit of time in the psych ward, because that's where we always have activity, and it's always the same kind of activity, which really puzzles me. So I want to dig deeper into that this time.
Did you ever hear the bed shakes? Like metal bed frame shaking?
I heard what I described it more as, you know how they have those 2 little isolation cells as you walk into the psych ward?
Mm-hmm.
I described it more as those doors rattling than bed shaking. But
Okay.
either way, it was like a metal banging.
Because I had that happen twice on command. So I don't know. And we have video / audio of it. And it was interesting because it happened in 2 different parts of the room.
The thing that we always have happen there is it sounds like just somebody taking a baseball bat and banging the hell out of pipes. I mean, so loud that it makes you jump out of your skin.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And that was, you couldn't figure out what that was?
No. And every time we've looked around the area, nobody's nearby. We cannot figure it out. So I really kind of look forward to maybe spending a little extra time in that area this time to see if I can figure out what in the heck would be causing that, or to see if it even happens again. I don't know.
Right.
Kind of odd that it's happened all 3 times that we've been there. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that trip. That's going to be I've been wanting to go back there.
So I'm just kind of bummed that we don't have any. I mean, I am and I'm not. I'm kind of bummed that we don't have anything else between now and then, because we won't get to hang out and see each other and have fun. But I'm also kind of.
We'll just have to do more of these.
I know, right? Well, I guess we could. It's kind of not the same though. But we could do these.
You talk about different investigations and locations and the history of them, and all sorts of shenanigans pop up.
You never know what kind of shenanigans are going to happen when we're around.
I know that's right, especially.
Mhm.
Ah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do that. So anything else before we leave each other? Bid each other a fond farewell.
Not a fan. Did you put the links up for the B&B and the OSPH and all that good stuff?
I sure did. So I put them.
Look at you on the ball.
I know. Well.
There's the camera. Yeah.
There's the camera.
Right there.
So yes, I put them all up as individually as we were talking about them, and then I also put them all in one post, so they're all there. Although they look like they all kind of ran together on that one. So anyway, so people have to go back and look at the comments if they want. I put links to everything, to Air website, to your website, to OSPH, to the Airbnb, to the restaurant, to Ruby Falls, and to the escape room.
Nice.
So everyone else could go follow in our footsteps and live just as grand as we do.
Yeah, we're living the high life.
Yes, we
Living the
are.
high life. That's right.
Yeah. So, well, at least on the OSPH trip, Jenny, we came back with the same amount that we went down with, which is very unlike this last trip.
Very unlike this last trip.
In many, many ways.
See, now everybody's going, what happened to somebody?
Well, oh, we came back with one more, not one more. One more four-legged friend for Jenny and Deb. So,
Yep.
So, all right. Good night, everybody.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for listening.